Welcome to our Animals Investigations Unit. Hey, Rico, tonight we're talking about rescuing America's wild horses. These beautiful horses in these pens. Look at how these majestic animals that are supposed to be wild are kept once the government rounds them up. Kept by the tens of thousands in cramped pens.
Stampeded towards that trap by helicopter, bands fractured, families split up.
We're at a crucial turning point for America's wild horses tonight as the head honcho at the U.S. Interior Department, Secretary Ken Salazar, announces he's resigning. Animal advocates say it's time to end the U.S. government's controversial wild horse roundups that he insisted on over the objection of animal lovers. Critics say Secretary Salazar sanctioned these cruel and inhumane roundups done by helicopters flying dangerously close and sometimes hitting these defenseless animals. Now a coalition of many different environmental and animal groups are urging the White House to pick Raul Grijalva, an Arizona congressman they believe will better protect our open ranges and the horses who live on them. Straight out to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and Suzanne Roy, director of the American Wild Horse Preservation Campaign. Suzanne, what has the U.S. Interior Department done to America's wild horses with our tax dollars that needs to change under new leadership?
Well, Jane, these are national icons. They're protected by an act of Congress, yet the government has been hunting them down with helicopters, terrorizing them, shattering their families, throwing them into holding pens, and stockpiling them. We now have 50,000 wild horses stockpiled in holding facilities, and that's more horses in captivity than remain free on the range. And this is what's got to change. And that's why we're calling on people to join us in asking President Obama to appoint someone who will really stand up for America's wild horses and the taxpayers and protect our public lands. And if people can go to appointraul.com and sign our petition, that will really help with our effort to save America's wild horses.
The government is supposed to protect wild horses. There's actually a law on the books that says that. It's the Wild and Free Roaming Horses and Burros Act of 1971. Critics say the U.S. government has instead, because of business interests, driven tens of thousands of wild horses off public lands and into cramped holding pens in direct violation of this law so that a business interest can use the land for themselves. Philanthropist Madeline Pickens offered to spend millions of her own money to create a sanctuary for these wild horses that are being kept in government pens. The Interior Department, she says, keeps putting her off. Listen to what she says the government tells her.
They need to do a study, and then they go to another study and another study. Now they're on a NEPA study, and it's quite shocking to me.
Animals can't speak for themselves. 10 seconds, Suzanne. Do you need the help of other Americans?
We need the help of other Americans. The next Interior Secretary will literally determine whether wild horses have a future in the American West. So we need everyone who cares about wild horses, these American icons, to join us in calling on President Obama to appoint the right person. Appointraul.com, and please sign our petitions, get involved with our efforts. And thank you so much.
Thank you. We reached out to the Interior Department, did not hear back. And also, you can get involved with Suzanne's organization, the American Wild Horse Preservation Campaign. Remember, Rico, dogs, cats, pigs, horses, they cannot speak for themselves.